We're all rooting for you there. Matthew and Arvin are from the Yearwood Law School, and we're talking human rights and mental health. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you both?
Hi, good morning. I'm fine. Happy to be here.
Now, the Yearwood Law School continues with their clinics. They continue to battle a number of societal issues, and law students are getting involved trying to create the leaders of next year and the next generation. Mental health, why are we tackling the issue?
Well, currently Trinidad and Tobago has a constitution which provides for certain freedoms for all individuals. We're also parties to many international conventions which allow for the human rights of all individuals to be respected regardless of your status, whether you're healthy physically and mentally or not. So discrimination against persons with mental health is something that, based on our particular niche at the Yearwood Law School, we thought we'd tackle in our human rights advocacy clinic.
And when you talk about tackling it, what form does this intervention take place?
There's a lot of stigma associated with mental health, in that people, naturally, with one who has a physical disability, where it's apparent, one can see it, but with regards to a mental health issue, one can't see it, and they tend to not voice their own needs or oppression. So
how we are planning to tackle it is we're in production of a documentary dealing with the topic of human rights and mental health. And at the conclusion of the documentary, we are writing a letter to the AG informing her of laws on the books of Trinidad and Tobago which need changing, because there's a lot of advocacy for persons with mental health otherwise in society to change the perceptions of the people. But with regards to laws on the books which may be discriminatory or disadvantage us in terms of the rights of persons with mental health issues.
What are some of these laws? Give me an example or two.
There is the Mental Health Act. The problem with the Mental Health Act is it's very institutionalized, in that it only refers to sentence, whereas in international standards, it's more community-driven. Now, the problem with an institutionalized act is that it promotes isolation, which is always bad for these patients. And
not only is it bad as in a community perspective, meaning like if you have a mental health issue, you're isolated from society, but in terms of one of the conventions that Trinidad and Tobago has ratified and signed on to, the UN Convention for Persons with Disabilities, we have assented to the fact that persons with disabilities also have a right to participation in society as a whole, and that is one of the tenets of the convention, and we should respect it.
What do you want to say to Trinidad and Tobago about mental health and the conversation that we should be having?
Mental health is a very widespread issue. It affects all of us, and people should see that it's a big issue, in that one can be happy at one day and then suffer from emotional depression the other day. So as a result, it needs a greater awareness, and awareness can be achieved through education.
You were talking about partnering with the media or changing the ways that the media can change that stereotype. How are you going to do that?
Well, it's pretty clear that the media has a very large reach across the nation. And if it is we are trying to tackle an issue that deals with the perceptions of society, the media would be one of the main stakeholders who can help us achieve our goal. And when we launch a documentary, we'll be seeking partnership with, well, all the media houses who will be willing to carry us, in the hopes that they will assist us in our goal of eliminating discrimination and making sure that our laws are in conformity with international standards, and for the betterment of persons with mental health issues, because mental health does not only affect those who are obviously ill, but it can be as simple as anxiety and depression for you and me and everyone else. So with the media houses, we're just looking for support when that time comes.
And when will be that time?
Well, our first screening of our documentary will take place next Monday at the law school. So subsequently, we will reach out and have our documentary circulated.
What do you want to say to Trinidad for your closing comments?
Greater awareness will achieve less oppression for these people.
It isn't about equality and understanding human rights, but understanding differences. And you only had a situation just